Today, we're diving into a serious topic, the intriguing prediction made by MIT researchers in 1972, stating that society would collapse by 2040. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. We'll delve into the methodology of their study, the factors involved, and whether we should be worried about this prediction. Almost half a century ago, a group of scientists at MIT had a warning. They said, hey, if we keep chasing economic growth without considering the environment, we're in trouble. They believed that if we kept using up natural resources like there's no tomorrow, we'd hit a point where growth becomes impossible. Imagine that. Less food and fewer resources. Not a pretty picture. The scariest part of their prediction was that by 2040, global economic growth would hit a peak and then things would go downhill. This would hit us hard in terms of food and resources. It's like a bumpy ride for all of us, and our living conditions would take a nosedive. The MIT study from 1972, known as The Limits to Growth, was a pioneering research project that harnessed computer models to assess global resource sustainability. By simulating various factors like population growth, industrial output, food production, available resources, and pollution, the study aimed to predict our future trajectory. It's crucial to note that these predictions were based on specific conditions and can be altered by technology, policy changes, and global cooperation. A follow-up by KPMG shows we might be heading there faster than expected. But how did MIT reach this conclusion, and should we be concerned? This video has the answers. MIT's researchers created the World 3 computer model to account for various factors, including population growth, industrial capacity, resource usage, and their interactions. This was a groundbreaking step in modeling complex global systems. The results kept pointing at a possible 2040 collapse. But remember, these predictions are based on certain conditions and can change with tech, policies, and global teamwork. World 3 considered feedback loops. These are like domino effects, where changes in one variable could trigger changes in others, profoundly impacting the economy and societal sustainability. The 5 key factors. The MIT study tracked 5 variables: population, industrial output, food production, available resources, and pollution. Interestingly, climate change wasn't considered because it wasn't a widely recognized issue back then. To grasp MIT's predictions, you need to see how these factors connect. That like a tangled web, and changes in one can trigger more changes. And don't forget, predicting the future is tricky due to surprise tech, policy shifts, and global teamwork. But understanding all this helps our leaders make smarter decisions for a safer future. MIT didn't just predict one future. They looked at different what if. For example, a drop in food production leading to fewer people is a bigger issue than the reverse. Should we be worried about the 2040 prediction? Considering the 2040 prediction, we must weigh potential risks against the progress made since 1972. While we've seen significant technological advancements and global cooperation, these factors also make our society more fragile. We need to stay vigilant and work towards a sustainable and resilient global society. Technological progress has improved our quality of life since 1972, fostering global cooperation and economic growth, making our society more prosperous. Yet, the complex networks and interdependencies in our modern society also make it more vulnerable to disruptions. A single flaw or disruption in these systems could have catastrophic consequences. Given the rapid pace of change and technological advancements, we need to reevaluate the study's predictions in light of current developments, like the rise of renewable energy and advancements in agricultural technology. Now, fast forward to today. Gaia Harrington, a sustainability and dynamic system analysis lead at KPMG, decided to revisit the MIT study, and well, she found something worrisome. The scenarios they predicted in 1972 seem to be lining up with what's happening now, but it's not all bad news. Harrington thinks we can avoid this disaster. How? Well, she points to some key changes. Things like controlling the population, reducing how much stuff we make, and putting more focus on health and education. Remember the way the world came together during the COVID-19 pandemic? That's an example of how we can change things. Harrington believes it's not too late. We can still steer society in a better direction. We have the power to change our future. So yes, the 2040 prediction is a concern, but it's also a wake-up call. We can make changes in how we live and how we prioritize things. Technological advancements and global cooperation have led to a more prosperous society, but the complexity and interdependence of our modern world also make it more vulnerable. We must continue monitoring the factors identified in the study and work towards a sustainable and resilient global society. This prediction serves as a reminder to stay vigilant and proactive in shaping our future. Let's work together to make sure the future is brighter and better for everyone.